So
it
fucking
stinks.
problematic. He's very problematic. Don't understand why we have to go through this all the time. That's a little skewed to the right, but you talk to
It'll be fine.
Talk to the camera, girl. Talk to the camera. That's it. We're done. We're good. Now we
Alrighty.
should have people flowing on back in. Float
Say
on.
Mixtape volume 1, but that's fine.
What the fuck?
There you go.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Shit. Great. Well, that solves a big problem right there. Sean's back. Cobalt's back. Everybody's back.
Hopefully you guys are into the thick of it for your Thanksgiving plans, regardless of what those may be.
We'll give things a little sloppy second here for people to catch up before we get jumping in. Very slow up the uptake. I wish there was a better way to do this. We got to figure that out. Dawn's back.
Mm-hmm.
Recluse Mage's back.
Nice to see you guys. Sean's back on Twitch. Dawn is back on Facebook.
Did everything shift to the right somehow?
It did. Maybe there's a different camera.
Oh, yeah. Let's go to here. Got to go to here and then here.
I'm so smart. I can say maybe it's a camera, but I can't fix anything. I can't fix a single thing that goes wrong with this rig.
Is that better?
Not a single thing.
That's no good. That's no good. I mean, it's good, but you know what I'm saying. That's for the dramatic gopher zoom.
YouTube's back. Hey, Gary Lindros. I hope you are getting ready for a
Come in,
nice,
scooch a little closer to me.
Thanksgiving.
Gary Lindros back. Fabulous. Hey, Gary.
Rocco's back. Cobalt's back. Thank you, guys.
And of course, as Cobalt mentioned, click like, slap that bell. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, motherfucker. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Actually, that was a projecting thoughts into my head. I don't say things
definitely
like
my
that.
voice.
I don't say things like that, you guys.
You guys we're not yet started, right?
No, not yet.
So we went to an NFL game last week, and we wore our Krakens jerseys. And my original Krakens jersey, away jersey, is it says the bitch on the back, and it's a very fun old reference. And when we went and realized that my jersey said the bitch, Scott took a photo. And I posted it in the Discord that says, if you know, you know. So you can go there and check it out if you like. But I had 3 emails, 3 people who were mad that somebody called me a bitch. Which is, you guys are the best.
She ordered the damn thing.
Yeah, I ordered the jersey.
I will say real quick, super fucking annoying. Remember that I believe the Kraken, the Seattle Kraken, I believe was started in 2020. And the rookie came out in 2009. Bitches. So the number
the app came out in 2007.
Yeah, it's much older. There was not one single team named the Krakens across the entire fucking globe. Professional, high school, college. And the game we saw, unfortunately, was the Los Angeles Rams against the Seattle Seahawks. And the number of people we got walking out of the stadium, like Seahawks fans, are like, well, that's cool. What is that? It's the wrong color, though. What is that? Like thinking it was a fucking Kraken thing for their goddamn hockey team.
Oh,
I've been pretty calm and cool about the whole thing until then. But it was fucking annoying.
Well, okay, this makes a lot more sense, though, because I didn't connect that it was the Seahawks and those are the Seattle Kraken as well. But I had somebody ask me why those colors, because it was black and orange and white. And I was like, because they're the away colors. Like, I just don't, just explained. I didn't even put those together.
All right. You ready to get rolling here?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's get
You
rolling.
recording?
And I am recording.
Hey, dude, nice to see
We
you.
are
I
recording
love
now.
you.
Hello, Brolo. How you doing? Grab it.
Hello.
Test. One more.
Hello.
Looks good.
Hello.
Let's do it. Let's make
Let's go,
let's make
boys.
magic. Here we go. The Galactic Football League has been part of my life for a long time. A long time. When I was in the 6th grade, I used an actual typewriter to write the initial timeline that would become the timeline of the GFL. This series has entertained so many wonderful people, which gives me so much fulfillment in my life, for which I am very thankful.
Yep. And me, my entire current life that I love desperately and want every day of it is, at the end of the day, because of the GFL, because of the Ionath Krakens. So I couldn't be more grateful. And we can talk about it right after this.
Yes, right after this. Okay.
Ready?
You jumped to my line, but you were making.
I did.
I was getting teary-eyed anyway.
That's why I jumped on your line, because I got verklempt and I didn't want to. So early in the cast, it's always me crying.
Crying. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's get into it.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready right now. Ready?
Mhm.
Welcome to Deep Cuts, the bonus episodes of the Scott Sigler Slices Fiction Podcast, where a sci-fi author and an audiobook narrator discuss things and stuff in the world of fiction and pop culture. I am Scott Sigler, sci-fi horror author known far and wide as the future dark overlord.
And I am A.B. Sigler, audiobook narrator and publisher at Empty Set Entertainment. And tonight, for our second of two parts of our Thanksgiving special, we're talking about why both of us and some of you guys are thankful for the GFL.
Hold there. All of a sudden, you just totally dimmed out. Talk
okay.
again?
Do you
I
want
see
me
what
to
happened.
just... All
Talk
right.
now? Talk now?
Is that better? Is that
Yeah,
better? Should I just
that's fine.
redo that part?
Nope, it didn't go to tape. That was in my Q mix.
Ah.
How's your audio for you?
It's great for me.
Perfect. A reminder, this is a bonus episode in the Scott Sigler Slices podcast feed. It is not part of any particular story. You don't have to listen to this episode to keep up on my current tale, but we do hope you will dig this peek behind the storyteller's curtain. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. So we asked a bunch of you. We asked anybody who wanted to send in why they're grateful for the NFL or the GFL. We're going to talk about why we're grateful as well, but we're going to start with some other stories that you guys sent in. I'm going to go first. First, I'm going to take a drink of water to help Steve.
Hit it.
I'm going to start with a email sent in from Rory O'Gorman. And he says, the GFL is my favorite series of novels. From the rookie to the starter, I listened nonstop for about 2 days until I had to wait for each book to be uploaded to Apple. The novellas have added such a rich layer to the world of the GFL, venturing into the backstories and side quests. Sorry, I got distracted. Stories and side quests of each novella. That was terrible. All right, hang on. Venturing into the backstories and side quests of each novella is like those months where you get 3 paychecks instead of 2, and a choir of angels sings from the heavens. Even though I own each book in hardcover, I still would rather listen to the FDO himself as the narrator. Thank you for all that you do and create. I'm thankful for both of you and the junkies out there. Likewise.
That is delightful, Rory. Thank you for sending that in to us. It means an awful lot to us to get to hear some positive. Of course, we love selling books. We love selling books. We love chewing up, taking away all your free time and all those other things. But
I need the mouse.
Oh.
I was trying to be cool.
Good luck editing that. Don't you have your own script up?
I do.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Got it. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Here?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Now we're going to jump back in here. Next one up is Tanner Ashby. Tanner says, I am so thankful for the GFL series. I grew up being annoyed that my dad hogged the TV on Sundays to watch football. As a young adult, I got a job that allowed me to listen to audiobooks. I didn't have much interest, but downloaded an app for podcasts. That's when I discovered audiobooks. Shout out to audiobooks.com, RIP. Solid. I discovered that I like some Peter Clines. The next recommended reading was The Rookie. I have never been so enthralled by a series than how The Rookie drew me in. I thought football was a brain-dead jock game. The GFL series opened my eyes and opened me to how fantastic American football was. It sounds dumb as I write this, but this series brought me closer to my dad. I used to be annoyed by football, but your book sparked an interest that I now share with my dad. He hasn't become a Krakens fan yet, but we have a Sunday tradition of watching football together that I wouldn't trade for the world. Thank you, Scott. You literally brought me closer to my father. I can't wait for the next book.
I love this so much. It's
overwhelming. It's amazing.
So great. It's so great. And it is absolutely a thing that happened for me. My brother Jude is in the chat room on Facebook tonight, and I absolutely talk more to him now that I can talk about football than before, and also with my dad. Both of those things are true for me too, because I didn't really pick up football until I met Scott in 2009 or so. So we get this sort of email quite a lot, and it is never short of awesome. It is absolutely always stunning. It's such a lovely.
It's
lovely
really
thing.
delightful, and this is something that this surprised me. I set out to write this series because I'm half jock, half nerd. I'm a hybrid, bitches. And I'm a chimera. And so I love all the geeky stuff, love all the sci-fi stuff, all the horror stuff. And also I played football in high school, wrestled in high school, wrestled in college. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool jock who's been around football my entire existence. So I thought it would be cool if I could help teach my nerdy sci-fi friends who tended to shit on football and shit on jocks and shit on sports, if I could do that and explain the rules and gradually get them in a narrative, explain the rules, and they might have a better appreciation for the caliber of intellect that's required to be a high-level football player, the strategy involved, the hard work involved. What I didn't see coming was that my fellow nerd brethren who have jock sports ball dads and moms and brothers and sisters would, out of nowhere, start to understand the game enough to be able to sit down with their family, particularly at Thanksgiving. We get this a lot on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we do.
Sit and watch and spend quality time with their family on something they both could relate to.
Here's another thing that you guys may or may not know. I know some of you will probably have heard this before, but Scott started writing the GFL when he was quite young, but then we published The Rookie in 2009 together when he first reached out and said, hey, I have this project I want to work on with you to me. It was because he wanted something that his jock nephews would read, because his nieces were reading all sorts of things. They were reading Harry Potter, they were reading Twilight, they were reading all the things, but his jock nephews weren't really reading. So he actually was like, well, I mean, they understand football. I have been writing this story for my entire life. We could put this out. And so it's interesting because part of the idea there, the gestalt there for putting the book out, was giving the boys, who were then actual boys, something to read, who were very, very, very jockey. And now they're young men with their own families. And what actually the big legacy of the GFL is this thing where non-sports people can now relate more to sports people and just enjoy football. And the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing has
a little bit there. Yeah,
has actually even more so catapulted the willingness for women who love the GFL to watch football with their families.
We have a lot of female fans of the GFL who now understand the game, but then they were also big fans. Taylor Swift were pulled into the sport further, but when they got there, they had a pretty good idea what was going on. It really helped them a lot.
And one of our great good friends who works for the cast, Allie Press, she was a tiny, tiny child when her parents were fans of the GFL. They are the Pick family. You know them, you love them. Ice Pick, daughter Pick, wife Pick. And until Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Allie Press, huge GFL fan. Never watched football, never cared about football. But because she could lean into it and enjoy it for multiple reasons, absolutely a huge fan of the NFL too.
All right. Babe, why don't you take the next one? Our buddy Seth, our fan Seth.
I'm going to have you read that because they're a collaborator, but I'm going to jump to Emily right now.
Go ahead.
And then you go back.
Okay.
So this is from Emily Brownlow. She says, hello, Scott and the Amazing A. Thank you so much. I am a more recent listener of the GFL, having accepted the challenge to listen to just one episode, and darn it if that didn't get me hooked. While I'm not a fan of football, and my family certainly is, and watching the games over the holidays was always a thing, hooting and hollering for whomever was playing. In recent years, I've felt separate from the family, not getting invitations to gatherings outside of the obligatory weddings and funerals. But just a few days ago, my aunt called me expressing how much my mother really wanted me to be there for Christmas this year. So we're making it happen. And all of us are excited to get to spend time together again as a family. And this time, It won't just be me hanging out with family observing their excitement of football, but as an active participant. This one got me verklempt.
Okay.
I actually emailed Emily and told her because this got me.
Would you like me to continue?
No, I got it.
Okay.
And this time it won't just be me hanging out with family observing their excitement of football, but as an active participant understanding the game in a way I never had before. It's not just that the GFL has given me knowledge of the game with its positions, rules, and strategy. It's shown the power of the game to bring people together, to overcome conflict, and to build a feeling of belonging and family in the shared experience of competition. And that is what I'm really looking forward to, that feeling of being part of my football family.
Nice.
Thank you to the whole Empty Set crew for telling this fantastic tale.
You're kind of coming at an angle. So
It's hard
Can you
to
see?
like that.
Can
Yeah.
you see? Okay. That's why we write the books. I mean, we write the books to sell the books, entertain your asses. But still, like, how could I not have seen any of this was coming? I really had no idea that when I explained the mathematics and the strategy and the complexity of American football, which any proper science, math-based nerd, sci-fi-based nerd, of course, once they understand the game, they're like, holy shit, there's so many layers to football. It's a never-ending Russian doll of stuff to keep learning for the rest of your life and enjoy. It never crossed my mind that it would help bring families closer together, so I'm delighted.
But the thing about Emily's email, and we see this again and again, and you'll hear it several times tonight, is the part where she is showing up confident. I am a huge fan of family gatherings. I love to cook. I've been cooking literally since 6 a.m. this morning for Thanksgiving tomorrow. I love it. So I feel a part of family gatherings, but I've never quite felt this, where I knew I could show up, participate, and I wouldn't be taking away from their enjoyment as they watch, and I would get enjoyment from the entire experience, not just trying to engage with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's remarkable, I think. I think that really I've done the same thing. I've walked more confidently into the relationship with my dad, which is quite sports-based.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. Or, we talk a lot about everything, but that we can get into and kind of argue about and have fun with.
It's great. In A's level football knowledge, I have amorphously kind of categorized different tiers of football knowledge. So tier 1, you're trying to understand you have 4 downs to make a first down. It's 10 yards. And here's a touchdown, 6 points, and kicks 3 points.
The offense and the defense
the basics.
Together.
Tier 2 is starting to understand how the offense and defense sort of mesh together and saying, well, these receivers have routes, and a quarterback has to analyze all the things they see before them. And a little bit of clock management. And then tier 3 starts to get into, well, does the defensive back have an inside-out position on the receiver and make sure the running back can't have a cutback, but you carry him out of bounds, and getting into a lot of clock management and point decisions. Do you kick the field goal? Man coverage, zone coverage, combos, 2 deep, etc. Mm-hmm. And A's, so now A's well into the 3rd tier of football knowledge. It's been quite fun. It's very fun.
I'm having a ton of fun. It's really fun.
We're still working on A feeling silly about asking questions. And I'm drilling in. I'm like, dude, when I hang out with people who know football, when I hang out with my nephew Tyler, I hang out with my dad, I hang out with my brother, I am asking questions. I text Rob Otto 2 or 3 times a week being like, Rob, what the fuck is going on with this? I don't understand this. And I know a lot about football. Mm-hmm. There's always someone who knows more about particular things. So you gotta get used to the fact, just ask the questions. Just ask.
And part of me is always like, this is his one day, and it's only during football season that he gives himself most of a day off. Trust that he's sitting with his computer doing emails, but he's still watching the games, and I don't want to ruin that for him.
Yeah, never ruins it.
So it's interesting to hear when I ask what I think is a super dumb question, and then he's all, oh my God, I love when you ask football questions, bro. It's so fun.
Yep.
Mark Wheeler, so nice to see
Mark Wheeler's in the house.
Hello.
The character Mark the Mangler Wheeler in Title Fight was named after this junkie who is now in the house with us. And speaking of another character who is named, Seth Hanasek, we're going to go through that Seth's testimonial.
All right.
Seth,
let's go.
witness.
Seth is
testify.
also a cover artist for us.
Yeah, cover art for us. Seth says, I discovered GFL through the podcast during the original airing of Ancestor. As a fan of sci-fi world building, this was off the charts satisfying, but I was coming to see it as an anti-sports nerd. Sports didn't want me. I didn't want them. My worries that the football would go past me dissolved immediately, as Scott had clearly made a strong effort to make those parts of the story accessible without any detailed technical knowledge. I found I was reading the football passages much as I would read a military techno thriller. I could see the detail and appreciate its flavor, but the story did not need me to be able to field strip an AK-47 or execute a button pattern. I legitimately came around the idea to see that sports were not my enemy, and those that love football were feeling the same feelings I was when watching Aliens or reading The Hobbit, because I became more empathetic and a slightly better person directly because of the GFL. And I got to do some cool art and have my name printed in a couple of books. It was fun.
Yeah.
And this was intentional on my part. I would hang out with my all the way nerd friends and hear them shit on sports and shit on football. And I'm like, I would have discussions at parties, be like, dude, it's just a magic system. This is a fucking magic system. This is an info dump on how an AK-47 works and why it jams much less often than other weapons, and why you can drop in the mud, drive a tank over it, and it'll still operate. Like all the things that you see in the Tom Clancy novels, in all of the fantasy novels, and all the sci-fi novels, authors are constantly introducing the world, the magic system, the set of mathematics that is used. And as the reader, we nerds are used to reading and incorporating that information. And it from way early on, I'm like, if I can just explain to these bitches, this is just a magic system. This is a culture. Here's this government. Here's this organization. They'll get it and be able to enjoy the game more.
And not only that, when he first was talking to me about helping with the rookie, I was like, sure. I'll read the book. I'll read anything. I don't care. That's fine. It's football. It's fine. And I was uninvested in understanding football at all. Mm-hmm. I was invested in getting this book out. And it still happened to me anyway. So it is time for a quick break. If you have a minute, if you can listen to the ads, there's only one or two that pop up, and it really, really helps the show. And we'll be back right after this.
Okay, where are we at? Do we already read Emily?
We
did. Okay. Now I'm on Richard.
Yep, and you're. I'm going to do Richard.
And then I have a closer. Okay.
No problem.
Okay. Do you have a closer, or have you already said your piece?
I haven't. I've mostly said my piece.
Okay.
My piece is not terribly complex. So
let's go. Ready?
We'll see. So,
welcome back to Deep Cuts.
On this episode of Deep Cuts, we're talking about why we and y'all love the GFL. And
our next email is from RJ Hirschkind. He says, Scott, I was in early in your podcast days. Loved it when you called me out and other new listeners at the end of the cast, and I got hooked right away. The GFL series has been one of my favorites, and I moved quickly to your other series. Even managed to get my wife into it too. Love how you've blended NFL and GFL worlds, and Thanksgiving feels like the perfect time to celebrate both. It's always great to see the FDO stirring things up. Looking forward to the live streams. We get this quite a bit too, and it's not always dudes getting their wives involved. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, like, I have a significant percentage of female readers.
Oh, for sure.
And they get into the GFL. Then they go to husband like, bitch, you got to read this shit. Yeah. This is, you need to read this. This is so up your alley. And then they do. And we make marriages tighter, baby.
I know. We're good at, we're matchmakers, really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm going to read this because I don't think you can.
Go ahead.
This is from Daryl Delancey. While I am not a fan of the NFL, I am, however, a raging mega fan of the GFL. The GFL, thank you. Mm-hmm. The GFL series played a huge role. Sorry, Steve. The GFL series played a huge role in me getting through chemotherapy. Every infusion, I would have a wardrobe comprised solely of GFL merch and Boston Bruins merch. Most of all, Scott's writing takes me out of the dreary realms of reality and into another world, but the GFL is on the top of that mountain. No other series from any other author makes you feel like you are living in that world and the feeling that you are emotionally attached to all the characters. Not only the main characters, all the characters. Hello, Ma Tweety. I can never thank Scott enough for taking my mind to a completely different place during some tough times. Wanted to keep it short, but just know that I appreciate how you helped me more than you'll ever know. Thank you. We were, social media was a thing when Daryl's chemotherapy journey was going on, and we were quite invested and super happy to say that he obviously, as he reported, got through that journey.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about playing a small part of that?
It's another thing I get more often than I would have thought possible or ever expected. When people are going through very difficult life circumstances, and that's not just medical, there are divorces, there are, children that have passed away, parents that have passed away, pets.
There has been several house fires,
people going through this stuff that is really pressing and stuff that's humbling, made me go like, maybe I should stop bitching about my problems because this person's problems are pretty fucking significant. And to hear people say, that my work is one of the things that helped lift them out of that position, give their brain a break, and then they could come back and kind of deal with things feeling a little bit relaxed, a little bit refreshed. It is not at all something I saw coming. Now, I say that my job is to take you out of your life and let you experience someone else's troubles and passions and plots for a while so that you come back to it, feel like you've had a nap, feel like you've had a rest. Mm-hmm. That's only come about because of the feedback I've gotten from readers who have for 20 years been coming forward and saying, this series did this for me. And initially it was, I simply didn't know how to process it. They would come up at a fan event and say dude, I was dying of cancer. The only thing that saved me. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to say because that makes no sense whatsoever. Gradually started to understand it.
Yeah, we have had a couple of times too where somebody has come up and said, I'm not going to give any spoilers here, except to say that the dog does not die in a Sigler book.
Yep.
But a couple of people come up for Ancestor and say, I have been through a similar thing, a similar problem as PJ. And I got to sort of re-engage with going through what I went through without having to go through all of my own feelings. I got to go through his feelings of loss and his feelings of worries and things like that. And I had never thought of that, of course, but I have done that with books that I go and reread.
Yeah.
That make me feel like I need to feel to get through that emotion without having to deal with the crap of it. So I totally get it. I just never saw it coming.
All right. We got a couple more here, I think. Do I do Dawn? Dawn? I think Dawn's actually in the house. Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Dawn. And Dawn's having a tough day. So this will be very, very nice.
Yeah, we're glad you're here with us.
We're glad you're here, Dawn. Dawn says, I want to say I'm thankful for the GFL because I've always liked the Seahawks, being from Washington, but I never understood the game. I tried to understand it in middle school in Texas, by the way, a massive football state. In junior high and high school, but no one in the family really watched football unless it was a Seahawks game, so no one ever explained it to me. The only games I liked in high school were the couple of times I got to go to Colorado Springs and watch the Air Force Academy play. I liked it because every time Air Force scored, the cadets had to do push-ups on the field. I also liked that during the halftime, they did falconry demonstrations. How sick is that? So good. And I fell in love with falcon birds. Now, several years removed from that, I better understand the game of football because Scott created the GFL and explained football in a way I could understand it better. I am far from understanding it fully, but at the same time, I can now watch a game and somewhat understand it on a better level. I didn't understand what constituted first, second, third, or fourth down, why they chose to kick the ball or not, and now I understand these things. So thank you, Scott, for the GFL. And Don, the more you learn about football, the more you realize you know fucking shit about football. It's literally an analog to the world of science. We think we know everything in 1950, and then we discover something in 1952. It means, oh shit, we didn't understand this crap at all.
Right.
And then people spend 50 years trying to understand that crap, and every time they answer a question, it creates more questions. It's a never-ending cycle. Football, other than the fundamental basic rules, once you start getting into play calling and strategizing against personnel and defenses and offenses, it is a constant arms race. It's evolution in real life.
And it's interesting to me that you brought up that specific thing where in science, if you do something in 1950 and then in 1952, you learn more, because the NFL is getting on board with this, but you see this evolution over and over again. When you look at like Lombardi back in the day, he might have been wearing a leather helmet for all I know, like a million billion years ago, and absolutely was not protecting his noggin, because that was the standard. That was the gold standard of his day, was a hard leather helmet. What did that do?
It stopped you from getting lacerations on the scalp.
I think that's
pretty much what it did. They started adding padding to it.
But my point is that evolution we see in football as well.
Yes. All right. Now that we now are going to start phasing this episode out, but I have to give thanks for the GFL for a reason that A brought up earlier. If it wasn't for the GFL, I would not have brought A in as a business partner, because A was a big wig in the pharma industry, bros. She was a big wig, project manager, making crazy bank, and
global project director, but who's counting?
Hey, no biggie, global project director, but no big deal, bro. And A was a fan, and at an event came up and gave me a card and said, I understand you have problems planning things, et cetera, et cetera. If you need help, let me help you. And I won't tell that story right now, but I will say that eventually I took her up on that. And I was like, you know what? You helped me with this thing. You seem to be really good at planning and organizing. How about you help me put out this book called The Rookie? And put out the book called The Rookie. A did an enormous amount of work for no fucking money whatsoever. An enormous amount of work.
I mean, you do mean no money whatsoever.
Zero money.
I didn't get paid at all.
Zero.
But
I couldn't have paid her at the time. And also, she was doing it for free, so whatever. And then I'm like, and I get down the Rookie experience, and I'm like, you know what? The more time I spend writing and the less time I spend doing all of this mathematics, which is what A is really good at, organizational mathematics, I'm like, I think I will be able to write more stuff and make more money overall, even if I give half of it away. So at one point, I can't remember what book it was. It might have been The Starter or something. And of course, A has a full-time job and a massive full-time job, a full life. And so she said me like, you know, I don't know if I really can't, I know I want to help you with all this, but I just can't do all this. So I said something along the lines of like, how about you take half, we make a company, 50-50 owners, and you shut the fuck up and get the job done. In a nutshell, that was what it was. And then she comes back and she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean by half the company? I'm like, you know math better than me. We go as partners and you do all of this shit and I do all of the writing shit. And eventually she realized I was telling the truth. And the final explanation is like, why would you do this? I'm like, because I will make more overall money with 50% of what we can do than 100% of what only I can do. And I was absolutely fucking right about that.
Yeah.
We were both...
Ripley's Mage in the Twitch chat room says, I'd say her ROI was pretty good. Yeah, my return on my free investment was pretty darn good.
That's because I'm a goddamn talent scout, bitches. I understood. I might not get math. I got that math. And then we were both married at the time, completely separate lives, purely platonic.
We didn't even live together in the same state. We lived in the same state, not in the same city.
Steve Rickenberg says, to be fair, math better than Scott is a low bar. That is a fact. Eventually, the evil queen and I split up, went our separate ways. And then a few years later, A and her ex went their separate ways. And at some point, we were like, dude, we spent all this fucking time together. Let's just go out on a date. And the sum total of that is that because of the Rookie, because of the GFL, I now am with the love of my life. I'm married to this woman. I treasure this woman to absolutely no end. I think she's the greatest fucking thing on the planet. She's the butter on the bread. She's a jelly atop of the butter. She's all the good things. And I get to wake up every day because I wake up earlier than them. They're working away.
Not today.
And this sliding, that's right, not today. This sliding door between our office The office in the bedroom opens up, and it's Christmas morning for me every single day when A comes in all sleepy-eyed just to say hi. And without the GFL, I would not have the thing that I am most thankful for in my entire existence. So I am, therefore, thankful for the GFL. You're great. I love your face. And I'm glad I wrote the goddamn rookie. It's wonderful.
So to wrap this up, I will say we are so grateful for the life that we get to live and the life that we get to have. And this Lair of Doom and all of this and the live stream is because of you guys. And while we're both very thankful for the GFL, and it is a huge part of our business and our lives. I mean, our entire house is orange and black, people. It's because of you. If you guys didn't show up, if you guys didn't read it, if you guys didn't dig it, we wouldn't do it. And so at the end of the day, thank you for this life that I love so much. And before we go, I do want to say one more thing. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the United States, and this particular Thanksgiving is kind of a weird one in the United States. But I want to say that I'm very grateful for you guys. I'm very grateful for you.
Mm-hmm.
Jude, I love you very much, and I'm super grateful for our relationship and my relationship with Lauren, and I'm super grateful that I get to see you next month. And last, that Rob Otto, who did not show up on the live stream because he is coming here to spend Thanksgiving with us, and Scott Sigler have a birthday on Sunday. So I want to say happy birthday to both the Empty Set authors.
Only two. There's only two. No, there's a few more, but thank you.
Yeah. The current Empty Set authors. And we're going to celebrate you. We're going to celebrate Robbie this weekend. We're going to be very, very thankful for all the good we have in our lives. We hope you guys have good in your lives. And we hope if and when you need a pick-me-up, you look to us. Because we always want to be here celebrating the wins.
Yep. That will do it for this episode of Deep Cuts. Do we know what the topic is for the next episode? We figured that out?
It is the part 2 of us wigging out meeting famous people.
That is it for this episode of Deep Cuts. Next episode of Deep Cuts, we will be doing part 2 of A and I wigging out when we meet famous people. It's embarrassing, and we're going to go ahead and share that because that is what we like to do.
If you have anything that you want to share with us or any needs that you want to tell us about, please email info@emptyset. If you are in the United States, have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow if you're amenable to that. And if you are not in the United States, I hope you're happy and thankful tomorrow regardless.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time, and you all smell an awful lot like flowers. There we go. And I remember to not quit that.
To not what?
To not turn off the stream.
Up. Yeah.
Not to hang up like, hey, happy Thanksgiving, suck a bag of dicks, fucking out.
So now that we're not recording, I know a lot of you guys who joined the live stream bought things in the fire sale. All the fire sale things went out either Monday evening or Tuesday morning.
Oh, lovely. Hey, Tony Hustle.
And so you should be receiving those soon. I have had a couple of queries about whether or not we're doing a Black Friday sale, and we're not.
Not this year.
As I mentioned, this year.
No, we're not this year having an Orange and Black Friday sale.
We're not having an Orange and Black Friday sale. This season is a little bit strange, so we decided instead maybe share the love with a fire sale sort of thing that happens every other Friday, Friday, weird small things. If you're unfamiliar with what the fire sale is and you are listening, on Fridays, not this Friday, but Fridays, I will be posting a couple, 2-3 things, like somewhere between 2 and 5 items in the fire sale category. They will almost all be $10 a piece, unless there's something quite special and rare. You will pay for shipping wherever you are in the world. And once they're gone, they're gone. There are literally author copies he's gotten of anthologies or foreign editions and things like that. So we're trying to do this to support this season in a way that feels right to us. And if you have questions about that, I've had a handful of folks email in saying I missed out on this one book because there was only one copy of it. Feel free to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to find them, but we have a whole warehouse, so who knows?
Yeah, the whole warehouse, it's really fun. Like when you first become an author and you get that first book out, you're like, I'm gonna keep 20 copies on hand, just
10 of everything.
Immortalize it. And so we kept 10 of everything for, I think, the first 10 years.
We keep 10 of everything.
We keep 10 of everything.
We don't need 10 of everything.
As Steve Rip mentioned, math and me, not so much. So we keep 10 of everything. It turns out we don't need 10 of everything. Also, our living accommodations have become, I would say, about 45% of the square footage they were. A third. So we had, we've had garages and warehouses and different houses and shit. And now we live in this very small condo.
Less than 1,000 square foot condo.
In La Jolla. And it's great and we love it, but there's zero storage space. We have a rental storage unit, and that is literally, it's packed to the brim. And a lot of that shit is books and different books. So we're finding books and tchotchkes, and we just, a little while ago, we made the decision like, man, why are we sitting on all this stuff? Like
and not only that,
we don't even have a bookshelf large enough to handle the fucking books I published.
And like when we did this past fire sale, our friend Sean, who's in the chat room on Twitch, was like, I didn't even know I didn't have these. I didn't know. And we get that sort of vibe a lot. Like I was at a convention or a talk, and somebody said that he wrote a short story with you or in the same anthology as you.
Yeah.
And people didn't know. So this is a good way to find new things. As if you're interested, the library page on scottsigler.com will also help you, not with everything, but with quite a lot. And
we did get one question chat room, then we'll let it go. I'm getting a lot of questions. When is Crypt 2 coming out? And I got to be honest, we're waiting on the audiobook. We're waiting for Ray Porter to finish the audiobook. Mm-hmm. The book is done. The book is edited. The cover's done. The ebook is done. Everything's ready to go. But in the publishing world, the best thing you want is a unified release. That's print, ebook, audiobook, all coming out at the same time, because those all fuel each other in algorithms and crossover sales between the different things.
And
so we have been waiting for quite some time now for Ray, who is very much in demand, to finish the audiobook. So the answer to the question for any of you waiting for Crypt Book 2 is we're waiting for Ray Porter to finish the audiobook, and then you will all have it. And I will not lie to you, it is absolutely fucking awesome. When you get to the last page of this, the pubic hair will fall off your privates. It's fucking awesome shit. I've gone back and reread it recently, and I did pat myself on the back just a little bit, which I never do. I'm very modest. I'm the most modest author you could ever imagine in your entire life. So that's what we're waiting for. We will get that done. Michael Amin says, to be honest, I just accidentally realized there is a Hippo Part 2. Yes, and hopefully someday, if Jonathan Mayberry allows it, a Hippo Part 3. But that is it for us, you guys. We are now going to sign off, and we get to go hang out with Rob Otto, co-author of Slay,
just
and you fucking don't. You fucking don't. So we're going to go laugh at your expense. And you know what I mean?
Not at their expense.
I'm just happy.
Although, if they bingles it up, they trade.
There's
Bingles,
some Bengals talk.
Sass.
How do you portmanteau Bengals and euphemism? A euphemism. A Bengal There's going to be some euphemisms, you guys. Some euphemisms. Steve Rickenberg says he's so modest he has to proclaim his own modesty. That's a fact, son.
So modest.
That's a fact.
If there are Bengalisms that happen,
batch it up,
I will put them in the Discord chat.
Jeremy G. just says, what time do you post the Fire Sale Fridays on the website?
So there won't be one on Black Friday, but the following Friday, they will go live at essentially midnight Pacific time. And when they're gone, they're gone. They show sold out because we literally have like 1 or 2 copies, if that, of things. So that's how they go. So midnight.
Mark Hatfield, I'm drawing a blank. You said you're an Olivet College fan. Did you go to Olivet? Did you go to see? Mark, please email info@wset.com. I'm very fuzzy these days. Thank you, Dr. Campbell, for the happy birthday wishes. You guys are all great. We're going to tap out. Please join us again next week. It's really fun to have all of you. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate you spending your time with us. And it makes my live reads so much more dramatic to know you're all in the butts in the seats in the audience. So I think I get a better product done because of you. You get a better product done because of you. So come hang out. All right?
You all smell a lot like flowers. We love you.